I'm Patrick Bailey with IQlist.com. Today is August 28th, 2017. And we're going to do a review real quick on this VIZ-PRO magnetic dry erase board. But as part of that, I just wanted to unbox it because a lot of people, when I went to go order this, I was a little leery. I wanted a magnetic board for downstairs here. But I was a little leery because there was a lot of complaints. All the complaints were it became damaged in shipping. So maybe they changed their ways, but when I started taking this apart, it looks like it's boxed pretty well. So took that off. And it looks like it's got pretty thick on the side here, and it's got these guys on the top here. So I may take this out and it may be damaged, but it looks like if they weren't doing this before, they are now. And so it seems to be, they're doing their due diligence, I guess. They're trying to make sure it's not going to get damaged on the way. Let's hope it's not damaged down. Looks good to me. Okay, so next we're just going to mount it up there. And I'm going to try a bunch of magnets on it to kind of show how strong it is and I shouldn't say how strong it is. You know, it really matters how thick the metal is in the back, because if it was really, really thin, then the magnets aren't going to stick to it very well. So I want to kind of see how well magnets are going to stick to it. Okay, it looks like it comes with a few things out of the box to mount it. So I'm probably going to use these. It looks like you can just snap them on. I already snapped one on up here, and you can move them. And that's probably all I'm going to do. Maybe. Let's try this. There you go, snaps on. Feels pretty sturdy. But also it looks like they give you some more pieces here, because it looks like we've got some holes up here in the corner. On all the corners, and so they give you some screws where you could put stuff into your drywall if you wanted to. It looks like it even has caps, so you can put little caps over it when you're done. That's kind of nice. And also it's got a tray, which we may or may not use, but I'm better not. I'd put it on the bottom, but yeah, you just stick it in there. But pretty easy. Yeah, it's pretty substantial. It feels substantial, so we'll get it up on the wall and stick some magnets on it. Okay, so we got it up on the wall, but before we go over a few things, I wanted to show that they included this nice little thank you note, and please don't make fun of us on the internet. But also they're very serious about this. This is actually pretty good, because they're actually saying, hey, before you leave a negative comment, contact us, which is what you should do with any company. And if they're willing to do that and fix things, and I never call them. I don't have to, because this is fine. But putting that in there tells me that they're serious and they want to give a good product. And so far, this has been a pretty good product. So put it up on the wall. So if you have a problem, call them first. And if they're jerks, then say they're jerks. But I got a feeling they're not. Okay, so we've got it up on the wall, and now I have to say I do like these things. These things are awesome. They snapped on. You saw that before. And they can move back and forth, and so it's kind of nice because we could line it right up with the studs. And for me, that's always a problem when you want to put a big whiteboard on. Where are you going to put it? Where do the studs line up? And so a lot of times you can put drywall screws in, but I would prefer to actually hit the stud, especially at least with a couple of them to hold it on real good. And so I did that, and those are nice. Now, of course, it was wobbling a little bit on the bottom. And what we did do, we've covered them up though, because they have little snap-on covers. But on all corners, and it's hard to see because it's dark here. Maybe I can hit a light. I'll show. Where did my kids? There's a lot of batteries in here. Let's see, maybe I can get a little bit more light. That might help. Okay, there's a little hole there, and what they included all these drywall screws, and so you can. You screw it in and put in the drywall screw part and then screw it in. And so I did that on the bottom. And they also have caps to cover it. So I put that on the bottom just so the bottom's not going to sway back and forth. So I got those on the bottom, this is the top. And so far it feels pretty solid. I like what we've done. And then as for the rest of it, it's a whiteboard. It whiteboards. So I got no problem whiteboarding. that you'd expect that from a whiteboard. But it feels nice. It doesn't feel cheap like some cheap whiteboards I've run across, but it feels nice. But now the big question is, how are the magnetics? So we went and bought these big metal pieces from IKEA because we want to put some magnets on. Just general stuff. And so this is a pretty, I won't say thick, but thick enough magnet board, metal board, and things magnet on really well. We've got these that have the really strong magnets, and you can see they go really well. And we've got these little letters that have kind of weak magnets, and you know, they hook on pretty good. So what I'm going to show is how easy is it to use this magnetic board, because you got to consider that they have to have the whiteboard on there, so no matter how thick the metal is, and the metal on the back feels substantial, it feels good. But no matter how thick it is, you have to have some bit of whiteboard, and the further away you get from the magnet, you're going to reduce your strength really quickly. And so we took some of these weak little letter magnets, and they hook on just fine. I wouldn't say they're real strong, but they hook off. They look like they're not going to slide. You know. We got some of these guys, and they hook on pretty well. Am I in the way? But it is not quite as strong. Like I have this from my GoPro, and this has a really strong magnet. And this, when we had this on the ground, could basically, if I put it in the center and was careful about it, I could pull this whole thing up and just lift the whole thing. Now on here, it goes, but you can see it's on there. It's not going to move, but it's not anywhere near as strong as this thing is. The only other test I can do is I went and got some paper, because you might hook things on some paper, right? And so here I've got 15 sheets of paper to put in front of it. And of course, these little guys, I wouldn't expect them to work. You know, well, I guess it's holding on, but it's not holding this paper, right? So it's just gonna fall. With 15 sheets. Now these strong magnets, if I get a couple on here, it might actually hold. That's 15 pieces of paper. Hey, it holds.
They put four letters on it.
Three barely. Four letters aren't going to hold. They're just so weak. But they're going to stay. So I'm impressed with that. Watch, I'll put 6 letters on. They're not going to. Once I take these off, see, they're not that strong. And they're not supposed to be. I just want, you know, if a letter goes on straight, I'm pretty happy. But hey, could a letter hold up one paper? Maybe. Yeah, barely. That's a pretty, you know, that's a weak magnet. Put one of these on there, you know, not a problem. You could probably do, well, here's about 5 pieces of paper. Now this is probably not going to hold up. Yeah, that's just going down. But could a strong, tiny magnet hold it up? Yeah. So, you get a big magnet. Probably do all 15 with that. That would be, if it can do all 15 with this big magnet, and it can't. It can't. Yeah. It's big, but not enough, apparently. There we go. Okay. Just need some more points, but that's so. Yeah, go hook on. I'm happy with that level of magnetism. What about you? That's
yeah, good. You know, for the purpose of a whiteboard, it does just fine.
Yeah, so that's, you know, put some notes on there. You can put a piece of paper on there. Put little letters on here. We can put our lobster on there. So, magnetic whiteboard. And knowing that the whiteboard has to have some space for the whiteboard, I don't know you're going to do much better than that. You can probably do a little, unless you're going to have the back be magnetic as well, which would probably cost a fortune.
I'm sure you could if you paid the right amount of money.
Yeah, but this is not.
But for this product,
what do we pay? What, $40 now?
I don't think there's any complaints.
No, I think this is a solid whiteboard. It's more than magnet enough for me with our magnets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just going to stick a silly magnet on there. It's staying. Yeah, you can.
And, you know, honestly, I don't tend to like to stick magnets on whiteboards.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because they scratch the whiteboard material. So if I'm going to magnetize and hang something up with magnets, I'd rather have something else. But a lot of times your whiteboard markers will come magnetized.
That's true.
And so you can just put your whiteboard markers up on the whiteboard, and then you don't lose them, which I think that would be probably what we would use a magnetized whiteboard more often for.
Oh, that's true. Oh, last thing I have, I didn't show this one. This is a light. It's got two really strong magnets on the back, but it's also a big lever. So if I do that, it kind of holds on this. But on here, it's just too much. Even if I try to reduce that lever arm, it's kind of barely holding just because it's so far out. But
so for my purpose, to probably hang up whiteboard markers, it does great. Because I'm not so sure I'm going to put a lot of magnets, decorative magnets, up there. I would rather put them on something that wouldn't scratch.
That's a good point.
Because I don't want my whiteboard to scratch, because then it starts to fall apart.
But if I'm going to buy a magnetic whiteboard, I actually want it to
Hold something.
I want it to at least hold the weak little magnets they put on alphabet letters. And that's a little weak magnet, and it's holding. If it can't hold that, it's not a magnetic board. If I can't put at least a couple of sheets underneath a strong, tiny magnet, that's all I want. And if I can't hold, like this is a weak magnet, but it's a big one. And if that won't hold, and it does hold. If it can't do those things, then it's not really a magnetic board, and this is fine. I like it. So, there you go. There's our review of this, what's it called? Oh, VIZ-PRO. A VIZ-PRO magnetic whiteboard. And it's going to probably get a lot of use in our subterranean crawl space, makerspace lair / super fort.
Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. To subscribe, just click the subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on Twitter under the handle @myiqless, or check out our blog at www.iqless.com.